It is day 12 in our read through the book of Jeremiah, and today we are going to read from chapter 21 through chapter 23, verse 8. The readings today are kind of a hodgepodge of different materials, different poems and oracles from different points in Jeremiah's career. But they've been brought together here because they all have this common theme that they're addressing kings about their failures of leadership. You remember there are three main kings during the ministry of Jeremiah. You have Josiah, who is a good king. You have his son, Jehoiakim, who is a wicked king. And you have his other son, Zedekiah, who is a coward. We also, in this chapter, will read about Konya, or Jehoiakim, or Jeconiah. It's all the same guy. And he comes between number 2 and number 3. He only reigns for about 3 months. These poems are not so much about idolatry. They do talk about idolatry some, but really what they're about is the failure of the kings, not Josiah, but the other two, to be strong men of God and to lead the people in justice and righteousness and to execute wisdom, and they're just not good kings. So chapters 21 and 22 are building up to chapter 23. In the first 8 verses of 23, we read about where God likens the kings to shepherds that are supposed to rule over God's flock. And they haven't done a good job of shepherding, and so the kings themselves are going to be scattered, just like a flock of sheep is scattered. And I want you to pay really close attention when you get right to the end of today's reading, chapter 23, verses 5 and 6, because in those verses, Jeremiah anticipates a day when God is going to raise up a new shepherd, a new king, who is going to reign with justice and with righteousness and with wisdom. He's not going to be like the kings of old, and his name will be, in Hebrew, Yahweh Tzidkenu, the Lord our righteousness. And I think he's anticipating, he has high hopes for the next king, the last king of Judah, Tzidkiyahu, Zedekiah. But, of course, Zedekiah winds up being a coward and he disappoints, which means that Jeremiah's prophecy, waiting for the Lord our righteousness, this great king, we're still waiting for that to be fulfilled. I think this is one of the clearest anticipations in the whole book of Jeremiah of the coming of Jesus. The day that God would reign not just over Jerusalem and not just over the kingdom of Judah, but over the whole world. And that God will reign with justice and righteousness and fairness and wisdom. So today, chapter 21, verse 1 through chapter 23, verse 8. And look especially for the passage about Jesus in 23, 5 and 6. Happy reading. I'll see you guys tomorrow.